Chaos once again ensued in the Johannesburg Central Business District and surrounding areas after shops were looted and foreign nationals driven out of their businesses and residential areas. It's reported that over 90 people have been arrested and charged with public violence, arson, possession of stolen property, and malicious damages to property. Meanwhile, foreign nationals say,
We are ready. We are ready for them. We are not scared. We are be attacking. We run for our life now. We run for our life. My brother, my sister, we run for our life.
The mob is running straight into Newtown.
Hello everyone and welcome to Joburg Today. I'm your host, Lure Viaggi. In studio with me is Herb Brandt from the IRR to discuss what is currently happening in the city of Johannesburg. But before we do that, we're going to cross over live to Titi, who's on the ground with the mayor, assessing the damage.
Thanks, Leroy. The mayor came downtown to see firsthand what the damage to property and the damage to business confidence is. At this time, the CBD remains calm as police are on high alert.
It's really very unfortunate. I think for any society to allow such blatant criminality to happen under our watch, it's really very unfortunate. And I really hope that our national government can actually bring every available resource to stabilize the situation. I think even for me, the oversight that I've already done, I feel we really need to really bring in the army to just protect our residents in the meantime, for people to rebuild their lives. But at the same time, they've got to really put some of their best investigators to bring to prosecution the people behind this criminal act.
Our plan is to work on an integrated operational plan with the SAPS. So we do have members deployed in this area, which is Jeppes Cleveland and Melbourne. And we also have officers in Mayfair and in the Johannesburg inner city. We are standing firm that we are not going to tolerate this. Officers have been deployed. We do have a deployment plan, and we do aim to root out all these criminals.
We won't be able to trade here anymore, number one. Number two, they came in, took our belongings, what we've worked for all our life, and in front of us, we could do absolutely nothing. Took our stuff away from us, in front of us. I mean, the police couldn't handle the crowd. They ran out of ammo, and basically, we didn't have the numbers here from the police force. Secondly, we get the mayor coming here, and we got 35 vehicles. Guys, we're wasting resources. It's taxpayers' money. The mayor doesn't need to be escorted with 35 vehicles. He doesn't need that. We need 35 vehicles here when there's a problem.
Tell me, why is the city burning today?
I think there are a number of reasons. Firstly, this is clearly a spillover from the violence that erupted in Pretoria last week. So allegedly, what happened in Pretoria was a group of taxi drivers retaliated against the killing of one of their own members by allegedly a foreign national from Nigeria. Our own police minister, Becky Cele, has said that there are no xenophobic elements attached and that these are just criminals of opportunity who want to use xenophobia as an excuse, but this is just an excuse for them to loot. However, I think that if you connect that with the origins of these violent acts against foreign nationals in Pretoria and how that has now spilled over to Johannesburg, also if you take into account that the areas being affected are areas with large number of people from Somalia, Nigeria, Pakistan, Bangladesh, it's just too much of a coincidence. And if you also take into account that South Africa has had a number of xenophobic attacks, violence erupt since the 1990s. South Africa is a xenophobic country, and if you If you add to that the difficult economic times that South Africans are going through, there's a lack of opportunity that then fuels resentment, that fuels anger. And then when you have political elites and people from other political parties saying, you know, that foreign nationals are the reason for criminal crime escalating and for disorder in the CBD, that's all a toxic mix. And I think that's why we're seeing Joburg burning today.
Does local government have the capacity, political will, and maturity to handle this? And if so, what immediately needs to be done?
I am doubtful to say that the government does have the political capacity or the political will to deal with this crisis, because if you let's zoom out a little bit and you look at crime in general in South Africa. Just a few months ago, South Africa made headlines for sending the army to the Cape Flats in Cape Town because violence and crime and drug and alcohol abuse have just escalated in those areas. And so I doubt that if our police forces are unable to curb crime on a national level, then I'm not quite confident that our government really has a solution for what's happening at the moment. Becky Cele, our police minister, did say that there's going to be an increase in police presence in these areas. He is also talking to community leaders today to discuss a way forward. Hopefully some solutions can come from that. Hopefully an increased presence of police in the areas will also have a mitigating effect. But I think there needs to be long-term solutions. Deploying foot soldiers to these areas is just basically slapping a plaster onto the wound. I think what needs to happen on the long-term basis is for these areas, working class areas, poor areas, for there to be more economic opportunity. Government needs to remove regulation for small businesses, make it easier for people on the ground to start businesses, improve education, bring in investment that makes economic growth pick up, that will create job opportunities. Once you do those long-term solutions, I think you'll begin to see less frustration, less anger, and less reason for scapegoating.
Hi, I'm Jen Sue, and you're watching Joburg Today.